tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, December 21st, 2022. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. This is the Recap Wednesday show you've all been waiting for, but if you haven't seen the rest of the Olympia coverage, then you don't know what you're missing. We've got a ton of content on our YouTube channel, on our website, and all over the social media platforms that we have. So you guys should definitely go and check it out now. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into everything that happened last weekend, starting with the Men's Open, where the big headline comes from your new Mr. Olympia champion, Hadi Choopan, who became the 17th man in history to hold bodybuilding's most distinguished title. Derek Lunsford looked unbelievable as the runner-up finisher in his Olympia debut. Sliding into third, we had the mutant Nick Walker, who was once again absolutely lights out. And in the 212 division, we also saw history made by none other than the giant killer himself, Sean Clarida, who carved out his own unique slice of history by becoming the first athlete in history to win 2 non-consecutive 212 titles, despite a valiant effort from your runner-up, Kamal El Gargni. All things considered, the lineups that we saw on display in the Open and 212 were as deep as they've been in years. I think there's a lot to be excited about if you're a bodybuilding fan right now, because the future is certainly bright. We would also be remiss if we didn't show some love to Harold Kelly, who won his 5th wheelchair bodybuilding championships in spectacular fashion. For those of you who don't know, this guy is absolutely the greatest wheelchair bodybuilder of all time. So you're definitely going to want to check out the post-show interview on our YouTube channel now. In classic physique, it was game, set, and match once again for Chris Bumstead as he cruised to his 4th consecutive title, solidifying his place even further as one of the most dominant champions of the modern era in any division. The talent pool in classic physique is absolutely out of control right now, and the fact that Chris is able to keep doing this year after year is a testament to how incredible he is on that stage. And in men's physique, we saw 3-time champion Brandon Hendrickson get dethroned by Aaron Banks in what might have been the least surprising upset of the entire weekend. Anyone who's followed this division over the last year or so knows what kind of trajectory that Aaron's been on. And right now it looks like that rocket ship isn't showing any signs of slowing down. It will be interesting to see if he decides to come back and defend his title at the Arnold Classic in March, or if he decides to shift gears and spend a little bit of time letting his body rest up. Because right now, this guy is an absolute freight train that no one seems to have an answer for. We're moving on to the women's side of things, starting with the women's bodybuilding division and your winner, Miss Olympia, Andrea Shaw, who was absolutely lights out once again. All in all, this year's women's bodybuilding lineup was probably a little bit deeper than it was last year. But when you have someone like Andrea riding the wave of momentum, it doesn't matter who else is in the lineup, because they're all just fighting for a second. Out of all the women's events last weekend, the biggest shocker had to come out of the women's physique division, where we saw 2-time defending champ Sarah Villegas take her first loss in nearly 3 calendar years, as Natalia Coelho finally managed to break through that final hurdle and capture her first Olympia title. This was a huge win for Natalia in the sense that she finally managed to get her hands on the sport's ultimate prize after coming within inches for so many years in a row. Now, if the biggest surprise of the weekend came from the women's physique division, the least surprising outcome of the weekend came from figure, where we saw Sid Gillen absolutely decimate the field yet again on her way to cruising to a 6th straight title. At this point, she really is her only competition, because the margin between her and everyone else seems like it's only getting bigger. During our Olympia preview show last week, we highlighted a couple of fun facts for you about the fitness division. And as it turns out, those predictions could not have been more wrong, as we saw Missy Truscott show up and show out on her way to winning another Fitness Olympia title by proving she is the apex predator in this division right now. Once again, she was absolutely electric all the way across the board, and she turned in what was probably the best overall performance of her career. Heading into last weekend, we told you that there had never been a Bikini Olympia champion who'd ever gone the entire season competing in one show who ended up winning the title. And that trend continued to be true this year, as Maureen Blanquista came in and completely upset the apple cart in this division by unseating defending champion Jennifer Dory on her way to locking up the biggest win of her pro career. And in the wellness division, we saw a lot of shuffling around inside the top 10, except for the one place that mattered the most, which was the #1 spot, where defending champion Francielle Matos came in and reminded everyone why she is the best in the business, with an unbelievable effort here. If there were any questions heading into the show about what the pecking order in this division actually looked like, they've all been answered. Because with this win, Francielle established herself as the standard bearer in this division for all the foreseeable future. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.